Valiant Hearts, the Great War. Is it worth a buy, guys? Well, let's read. Valiant Hearts, the Great War is the story of four crossed destinies and a broken love in a world torn apart. Dive into a 2D animated comic book adventure, mixing exploration, action and puzzles. Lost in the middle of the trenches, play as each of the four strangers, relive the war and help a young German soldier find his love. Basically, this game you relive the whole of World War One, looking through four different characters' eyes, and that makes it quite an interesting game. First of all, because for me, I was really captivated by World War One. I studied a lot of World War One after playing some very early computer games back on the Amiga, strategy games for World War One, and I ended up devoting a good year of my life just studying it, the battles, trying to get into the mindset of the people that went over the top on all sides, not just the British, but the French, the Germans, and even the Americans, who turned up a bit late. But no, they didn't. But it was a fascinating war, the first real mechanized war, and it really was a game changer for everything. I mean, the futility of war is summed up perfectly in the Battle of the Somme. Thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people dying in hours. You know, just crazy. Just throwing wave over wave of men at machine gun nests and minefields. I mean, really? You know? And then when that fails, you know what you do? Do it again. And again. And again. And again. And it was the futility of war, and it was a barbaric war. It really, really was, and it was a pointless war, an absolutely pointless war at the end of the day. And so looking at it through the eyes of these people was quite interesting. The story's interesting. I'm only 3 hours in. It's about a 6 to 7 hour game all in all, and I'm approaching the halfway line at the minute, and I'm loving it. I really am enjoying the story. I can't just do it in one sitting like I do with The Walking Dead. I'm into my second sitting. I've done two 2.5 hour sittings of the game, and then I have to kind of come away and digest it a little bit. But I'm really loving it. I'm loving the simple line drawn animations really with it. It works. It really, really works. When you're charging across the field with your flag and there's bombs coming and there's machine gun fire, it's very simple and almost laughable, but because of the subject matter, you kind of think. I mean, I did laugh at this when I first started playing it, but then the laughter suddenly turned to kind of, you know what, this is kind of how it must have been. You're running across this field and there's people dropping to your left, dropping to your right, and you just keep running. You don't know why you're running, you just keep running towards death, and that's how it was. And this game captivates that quite well, the futility of it, but the story's really, really touching. You kind of develop a little bit of, well, not a little bit, you develop quite a big attachment to the characters that you're playing in the story because of how well the narration's done and how well the music's done. The soundtrack to this is very, very good. It does, I mean, music should never overpower, it should always enhance what you're seeing. And it does in this, and so many games get the music totally wrong and it's just awful. And this doesn't. This gets it right. It's just right, the music in this game. It's so, you know, whoever did the music to this game has done a great job. It's very creative, this game. It's not a game you'd want to play again. You can jump around and play different bits of it again, but there was nothing I've played yet that I would think, oh, that was good, I want to go and do that again. It wasn't like that. You were playing, in fact, the puzzles were a bit of an annoyance because I just wanted to get through the puzzles because I wanted the story. I wanted more of the story. This actually is good enough to just be a story game without the puzzles. They should have just took the puzzles out and just had you kind of going through the game with a few little bit of action here and there, but there was quite a few puzzle after puzzle after puzzle which are very simplistic. They're pretty insulting for puzzles, actually. They're really poor, but it's the story. You get this for the story. If you like story games, if you like a game that's going to talk to you, that's going to give you a good deep story, a meaningful story, and if you can get immersed into the story and you are a fan of World War One in particular, You don't have to be to enjoy this, but if you are, you're going to love this game because it does bring out the horrors of the war very well, and the futility of the war, and how different people look at the war. It's also funny. There's some really funny bits in it as well. And there's a dog in it. There's a cute dog. I call mine Dotty. He's great. I love my dog. He's just awesome. And he better not fucking die. He'll be, and if he does fucking die, don't tell me. I'm not going to read the comments. It's going to all just, the comments on this can just be whatever. I'm not gonna even read them. So anyone asks me anything on this, I'm not actually gonna read them. Don't spoil it though, guys. Let's be adults about this. There are going to be other people who buy this game and they're going to play this game, so don't post spoilers. What I'll probably do is anybody who posts deliberate spoilers, I'll just chuck them off the thread, to be honest. And if it's persistent, I'll just ban you, because that's the way I roll. I'll pretend you're a German. I love the Germans. I have loads of Germans. Do you know something? The third most popular country that subscribe to my channel are Germans. People think I hate the Germans. I don't. I just have great banter with the Germans. The English and the Germans have always had good banter. Granted, we've used a lot of heavy machine guns on each other, but apart from that, we have had a very good banter. So I'm going to leave it with that. It's £10. It has a big downside. It uses Uplay, guys. So you've got double DRM on this. You've got Steam and you've got Uplay, which is fucking annoying. We don't need we don't need Uplay, alright? Fucking deactivate it. It's shit. People buy their stuff off Steam. Uplay's shop isn't gonna happen. Same with Origin. Get it through your fucking skulls. We all use Steam and that's all we're gonna use, alright? Fuck it. Get rid of it. Double DRM. The pirates have no DRM. They're sitting going, enjoy your DRM. I don't have that. Honestly, Mac, I've spoiled the video now. So there you go. Valiant Hearts: The Great War. It's £10. You get about 7 hours. No replayability, but it's a great story. Is it worth a buy? Well, to be honest with you, it's entirely down to your own personal preference, but I've given you enough information there to make your own decision. Personally, I think it is worth a buy, so I'm giving it the thumbs up.